do. It ain't too much for me to say, and shit I gotta prove. So stay the fuck up out my way, you see they got you dude. And a few can torn away, I'm in a bad mood. Please don't fuck with me today, what else I gotta do? It ain't too much for me to say, and shit I gotta prove. So stay the fuck up out my way, you see they got you dude. And a few can torn away, I'm in a bad mood. Heartbreak, please don't fuck with me today. They say Prissy ain't on top of his shit, I beg to differ. Nah, fuck that, I don't pay.
Yo, it's been a while since I recorded a video. I'm up right now, can't sleep. I mean, honestly, I really wasn't planning on going to sleep, but I got pissed off earlier, and I just been trying to lay down and trying to relax, but shoot, it's been about like, what, 2 hours now, 2-3 hours, and I'm still mad. You know, I was watching some Hajime no Ippo, but can't really get into it like I want to. Just too much on my mind. There's a lot of things that I refrain from talking about on my YouTube channel. Stuff that I do want to speak on, but I just keep it to myself. One thing I can say is that as far as things go right now and for the foreseeable future, I don't think I'll ever be happy. That's not something I like, you know. Joy, I guess you say, briefly comes to me, you know. I think I might have said this before, but you know, sometimes I find myself being just content for the time being, you know. I got a little excited earlier, or yesterday rather, because I finally figured out what the really big issue was as far as Windows Media Player goes. Reason why I was acting the way it was for my music. Like, I still haven't straightened out some of the, you know, wrong info that it's, you know, applied to the songs. And like, what's crazy is that this only shows up in Windows, but like when I look at the files in the iTunes or just look at them through the folder, all of their, you know, years and stuff and other info is correct, you know, but like in Windows, for some reason, it has like them being released like the year 45,000 or some shit. I don't know what the hell happened to Windows. Like, I cleared the cache and a bunch of other stuff, and I rearranged the music folder, but I don't know what really happened with that. It's very strange to me. But as far as that goes, you know, I was able to listen to music the way I really wanted to on it, though, because at least a lot of my files are showing up, even if they have the wrong year. All the other info is straight. It's just the year that's wrong. But at least I was able to listen to some Currency and some Euro, and who else did I listen to? Well, that was it for right now, and I listened to some of the beats because I was trying to write some new songs. I wrote a song yesterday called Understood, and turned out pretty well. At first, I was upset about it. I didn't think I was gonna be able to write it, and then I realized I had to pick another beat. And so once I picked a different beat, that kind of put me in my zone, and I was able to write the hook and everything else. But my bad, got a bit of a sore throat. But anyway, so, you know, as you can see, there's a mic behind me, but I can't use that mic right now. At least I'm not gonna try. And I'm just gonna wait till I can afford the mic that my friend was showing me to get. It's an Audio-Technica mic. But once I get that, then I get back to recording. I just gotta stay in practice and, like I said, really get back to writing. I know the one thing I gotta do is write how I'm feeling, you know. Everything's going on with me. Like, the stuff that I don't talk about on, you know, on these videos, it's definitely the things that I will be putting in a song. I just gotta find a way to do it without me just really sounding angry, you know, and do it in a creative way. I used to be able to do that. I don't know what the hell happened. You know, now it's just like the anger takes over and nothing ever really comes out focused. It's really just me more so ranting than it actually sounding like something lyrical. Now, for some people, it might be straight, you know, just letting it all out their way. But I'm used to doing stuff a lot more creatively, you know, and having a little fun even while, you know, venting my frustrations. But anyway, like I was saying, you know, it's just impossible for me to remain happy, it seems. I try, you know, I thought with being able to get some of the things I've gotten lately that I would feel better, but none of that changed anything. My spirits have not been lifted at all. You know, just to go ahead and say this, you know, I'm still dealing with, you know, having my heart broken last year. Still dealing with that. I'm probably going to be dealing with that for a while. And that's one reason why I am not interested in relationships at all. Like, I have befriended a lot of different, you know, women. And a few of them I see were interested in a relationship. But that's, you know, it's not something I'm interested in. Probably won't be. I don't want to give myself to somebody like that ever again. You know? I know I've had my issues and things I've done, but even with that, I still put my all, you know, into, you know, my last relationship, because that was the person that I felt would be the one. You know, we had a lot of ups and downs, so I'm not saying anything is her fault. That's not what I'm saying, but I'm saying, you know, we both had our ways and things we did, you know, and stuff I know I did. But for the most part, that was the person that I was certain that I wanted to marry, you know, and be with, you know, for the rest of my life. But of course, things happen. People change. Apparently, you know, some things about me changed. You know, but I know after her, nobody else, you know. I mean, I know people might say never. I even told somebody that the other day. Told them never say never. But, you know, the fact of the matter is that, you know, you know, I don't know. My mind is all over the place still. You know, I haven't done a vlog in a while because I had said I was going to wait until I got everything straightened out before I did. Because I really want to get me a more, I guess say, professional camera and stop using the camera on my phone. But for now, you know, that's what I have to do. You know, but, yeah, you know, as somebody that I still love. And I guess what really fucks me up the most is, you know, like the whole time when she broke up, you know, when she had broke up with me, that whole little period, I guess you could say, I just kept thinking there was somebody else. You know, she told me there wasn't. And I trust her. But honestly, I feel like if there was, I probably could have handled it better. Instead, I got told that, you know, I pretty much had fucked up. Not in those words exactly, but that's pretty much what it was, that I fucked up. And that, you know, as she said, I took her for granted, you know. And nothing I do or say will or can change her mind. Like, I know the one big thing that was kind of like the first thing she laid out was, you know, she got tired of the long distance. And I understand that. The only thing I had asked at the time was that, you know, if we can't do the long distance, could there possibly be, you know, a chance to rekindle things in the future? But, you know, she's not willing to do that, you know. And all I can do is respect it. Upset about it. Always gonna be upset about it. It's like every little thing reminds me of that. You know, we're friends, but of course our friendship is not the same way it used to be. You know, and I mean, she even said that to me, you know. I can tell sometimes there's still a little bit of tension there, you know. And, it was kind of crazy because the night that, she broke up with me, she wanted to talk on the phone, and, we talked all night, and I don't know. I just thought something was still there, Maybe at the time she probably did too. 'Cause, we talked all night up until the morning, and hold on my computer. I still have not gotten used to, having the screen time out on the computer, and so sometimes when it just goes black like that, it scares the fuck out of me. But anyway, we talked all night up until the morning. It was probably like 7:30, 8, something like that. And it was like the same type of long conversations we would have when we were still together. And that's the reason why I thought at the time there was still something there. Like, even if we can't get back together now, then maybe we could build back to that. And I think me constantly asking about that, I'm sure that made shit worse. Because that was the only thing I was trying to ask for. That, we get to know each other again. Because obviously, both of us have changed, because that's what she told me. She told me I changed. And I know she told me, like, the first time when she wanted to break up, that she felt like I had given up. And I told her I hadn't. Did I step back? Yeah, I did. I stepped back. And I stepped back for a minute because I could tell something about her was different, and that was the wrong thing to do, to not actually put any effort into it. I had been putting my all into everything, but I'm one of those people that if somebody stops trying on their end, I stop trying too. Because I feel like, what's the point of me making the effort if the other person isn't making the effort also? And I guess that came across to her like I just didn't want to be together anyway. So, she had, I guess they pulled out a long time ago. And most likely made it a little easier to say she wanted to break up. She had said that twice, but then we had a talk and we decided to stay together. But third time, that's when she was like, she just had to, had to do it. We had to break up. And even though we had that talk twice, I still felt blindsided. It's like a part of me knew it was coming. Because, I had asked her before she broke up with me, actually, if there was anybody else, and she said no. And, I trust her, I believed her. But I still felt, because I asked her, did she want to be with me? And she said, yeah. That was at that time. That was earlier in the year, because it was the same year. It was last year. And she said, yeah. But then come June, on Father's Day, that's when I got the news. And I just haven't been the same since. He said we were together for 5 years. And that's just something I'm still, processing. It hasn't even been a whole year yet. But on her end, from my perspective, I know she's probably going to watch this, so I don't want her to think that I'm trying to put anything on her. But from my perspective, I know since she was having all these issues and she was upset about a lot of things and unhappy, she seems much better, But for me, I'm not all right. It's going to be a while before I ever am. And honestly, the way I'm feeling, I don't think I ever will. Because, I've had some heartbreaks in my life. And honestly, I'm still dealing with a lot of those, even though I don't want those, women anymore. The way things ended and the way stuff happened, that's what really stuck with me. And I have to admit, I brought some of that baggage into the relationship. She knew about some of this stuff from the beginning. But as she had said to me, she thought that all that would change, And honestly, from my point of view, I did think some of it was, But I guess there were things sometimes that I just couldn't control, because that was another thing we talked about, me trying to change my ways, but then I go back, to doing certain stuff. And like I said, I sometimes fall back into my usual groove, when I just feel like somebody isn't really, I guess, wanting me around anyway. And that's the way I felt. You know, I had been feeling that for a while, you know. And I just felt like it was going to come a day that she was going to want to break up. But I was hoping that it wouldn't happen, or if it did come up again, that, you know, we make it past it. And, you know, but we didn't. And so I've been single since then, but, you know, I'm not interested in, you know, talking to anybody. Whatever she ends up doing is what she ends up doing. You know, that's her. Damn, I just noticed I've talked up to 15 minutes. Some of the stuff I really didn't want to say, I wasn't going to say, but I ended up saying it anyway. Like, so I'm trying to be a lot more careful, because once before I made a video about, you know, about us, and I said some things that, you know, put her in the wrong light, you know. I was angry at the time, and, you know, like, so I'm still angry right now, but I'm being more careful about what I say, you know. I'm trying to make sure I give both sides of everything, you know. But without telling everything that went on, because, like I said, everybody doesn't need to know everything. There are things that, you know, we can share, and things that, you know, just need to stay between us, obviously. But yeah, you know, I just, you know, I haven't been the same. Shit's been killing me. You know, I've always been up and down because of my bipolar disorder, but, you know, you add on a bunch of other shit, then, you know, it's lots of other things that have been going wrong besides, you know, me and her breaking up. And this just puts me into all kinds of, you know, mood swings and, you know, phases of not, you know, feeling, what can I say, 100%, you know, and able to do anything or enjoy anything. Like, sometimes it seems like, you know, I'm having fun. And like I said, there are moments where I do generally have some excitement, but eventually that goes away. I will admit, the only time I think I did really feel good was probably like a month and a half ago, when I, you know, became friends with a lot of people on Reddit. And, you know, I guess you could say, I don't mean to call anybody a distraction, because that's not what they were. These people actually did, you know, become friends for me. But right now, I only still keep in contact with 2 of them. Well, no, 3 of them. And then 2 others, they just kind of just went ghost. I think this other dude stopped talking to me after we kind of got into it about, I won't say we got into it, but, you know, he was talking about people being real sensitive nowadays. And don't get me wrong, some people are sensitive, but the stuff I know he was referring to, I just told myself it's just people nowadays realizing, you know, or not even realizing, but just finally opening their mouths and saying, hey, we're not going to deal with this anymore. We're not going to accept this anymore. And I don't really consider that being sensitive. It's just saying, yo, you've had your foot on our necks for the longest. You know, we're not taking this anymore. We're not allowing you to say these things, make these jokes, these statements. You know, we taking our power back. You know, and I don't consider that being sensitive, you know, and I think after I said that to him, you know, he just never said anything else to me, so it is what it is. You probably watch every July. Then there was this white girl. I think the reason why she stopped talking to me, because I really wasn't trying to go that route with her. You know, she was flirting a lot, you know, and I flirted back, but I wasn't, like, so I'm not interested in a relationship, so, you know, so she stopped messaging me. It is what it is. Like I said, I was really just on there just trying to make friends, people to talk to have somebody to, you know, just new people to get to know. And, like I said, I guess you could say, to keep me occupied. Like, I don't mean to see people in that way, but that's what it was, you know. Me, like I said, talking to people so that they could, so that I could be, so that I wouldn't think about my ex so much, you know. Because even though, like, we don't communicate like we used to, like, you know, we talk, it's not every day, you know. Sometimes it might be 2 days or 3 days in a row, but then, you know, there'll be a long gap. And then, you know, she might message me, you know, and, you know, say, hey, or might finally respond to me about something or whatever, or share something with me. But we don't talk like we used to, obviously. You know, we're not together. And it's kind of weird because, you know, even when we had broke up the very first time a long time ago, and we were just friends, we still communicated, you know, almost every day. But the thing is, we weren't as close back then as we are now. We didn't know a lot about each other. There definitely wasn't a lot I knew about her. You know, I learned most of everything once we got together. Some stuff I know she told me, you know, that she kept to herself because she thought I wouldn't approve. And I told her, I said she should have, you know, just been upfront with me. But I know I have a habit of saying things that I don't like, can't stand. And so I guess she just wanted to, you know, cross all the T's and dot all the I's and make sure everything was all right, you know. But, you know, I learned a lot once we got together about her and, you know, just who she really is as a person. It was ways I didn't know that she had, you know. Threw me for a loop, to be honest. Because, you know what I mean, she just about knew everything about me. But as she said, she didn't really realize how serious my issues were, you know, until we got together. Because it's a different level of taking it on, you know, with the bipolar disorder and the depression and some of my, you know, anger problems. You know, just to be honest, you know, I do have anger problems. A lot of people know that. She ain't the only one that know that, you know, and had to deal with it. Hold on. Just trying to make sure this thing don't cut off again. Anyway, though. Okay, I'm up to 21 some minutes. I'm going to have to stop this song because I know it's going to cut off. Well, it cuts off, like, I think after 30 minutes, I think. But anyway, you know, I still love her. As somebody that I have loved for a long time, and like I always used to tell her, I always felt like I was in the friend zone, and she said I wasn't in the friend zone. She was just playing hard to get, you know. But now it's not that anymore. It's can't be gotten, which is what I told her back then that I felt like it was, you know. But now it's definitely that, you know. I recall that when I said something to her last year, you know, when I was still talking about trying to, you know, patch things up. And I know she told me that sometimes she feels like she feels that spark that we used to have, and then other times she feels nothing. And I don't know. Maybe it's sometimes I say something and it just takes it all away, or maybe it's just that something comes up and she just doesn't feel anything. You know, because there was one day last year, you know, this was way after we broke up, and I think we had talked just about that whole night, like not on the phone, but through Messenger. And we were talking about, you know, the characters in my book and stuff. And I don't know. I often go back and think on that night, because sometimes it's the only thing that can uplift me, you know. Because, you know, out of everybody who has read my stories, she is the only person who has given the type of feedback that, you know, I really have been looking for. And she was the only person who really, I guess you could say, got invested in the characters, you know. And we just went through like a myriad of different things and ideas, mostly that she was coming up with, and things that I have taken into consideration. Some of them I'm actually working on right now. But things I have taken into consideration with the characters. She came up with the idea for a love triangle. And honestly, I'm still putting that together. I've never written anything like that, so that's new territory for me. I've read a lot of books with that in there, but I've never written anything like that. So, you know, but I just felt like when we were talking, you know, messaging each other at that time, it felt like something was still there. And I mean, other times, sometimes when she say certain things to me, and I get it, you know, because she had said to me she was sorry if it came off that way. You know, because I'm just so used to her acting a certain way. So when she says certain things or does certain things, I keep having in my head that there's something still there. you know, and I have to learn to ignore that feeling and that thought, you know. But that's definitely what it feels like. Anyway, this might have helped me calm down a little bit. Again, I didn't mean to make this that long. My plan was to just talk for 5 minutes. I've talked up to 25 minutes almost right now. Then this video is going to be longer when I add the intro and the outro. But yeah, there was more I had to say, and I'll probably make a part 2. They said it's been a while since I've done a vlog. Kind of been holding off on them, but here we are. So, till next time, peace.
What else I gotta do? It ain't too much for me to say, shit I gotta prove. So stay the fuck up out my way, you see they got you dude. And a few can torn away, I'm in a bad mood. Please don't fuck with me today, what else I gotta do? It ain't too much for me to say, shit I gotta prove. So stay the fuck up out my way, you see they got you dude. And a few can torn away, I'm in a bad mood. I bring, please don't fuck with me today. They say Prissy ain't on top of this shit, I beg to differ.